Hello my dear friends, welcome to this beautiful channel Fly with Physics and myself Adira. So I am back with another interesting topic of our first chapter, electric charges and field. So in this class we are going to study torque on a dipole due to uniform and non-uniform electric field. So let's start our class with a smile on our face. Yeah, I hope you all are smiling. So let's begin our class. Torque on a dipole due to uniform electric field. So you know already what is a uniform electric field, right? So here I have provided uniform electric field in which at every point the electric field will be equal. So let's consider a dipole in this electric field. So I am considering a dipole here. So this is our dipole. So this is our dipole with plus q charge here. So here we have plus q charge and minus q charge here. And let's consider the center of dipole to be here, and minus q charge is situated L distance from our center of dipole. So this is our L. Again plus q charge is situated L distance from our center of dipole. So this is our again L. Okay. Now this dipole is situated in an electric field, right? So when a dipole is in an electric field, it experiences a force. So what will be the force acting on each of the charges? F is equal to, relation between force and electric field, F is equal to Q into E. So this will be the force acting on each of the charges. Now we need to know the direction of force acting on these charges. So for a positive charge kept in an electric field, the direction of force due to this electric field on this charge will be in the direction of the field. So which direction the field is, the force will be acting on that direction. So since the field is in this direction, our force on our positive charge will be in this direction. So the force is this direction and the magnitude of force is QE. Okay. And in negative charge, the direction of force will be opposite to the direction of the electric field. So opposite means the direction of electric field is this. So opposite means in this direction. In this direction. So and magnitude of our force is QE. So now you can see that the force on plus Q is in the direction of electric field with magnitude QE, and force on minus Q is opposite to the direction of electric field with magnitude QE. The force is acting in equal and opposite direction. So the force on this dipole is acting in equal but in opposite direction. So the total force cancels and go, and F net becomes, F net is equal to 0. The total force on this dipole becomes 0. That means there is no force on this dipole. So if force is not there, the dipole can't move in forward direction or backward direction. So it is in translational equilibrium. So what is translational? The forward movement or backward movement of a particle is known as translational motion. So this dipole is in a translational equilibrium. That means it can't move in forward direction or in backward direction. So F net is equal to 0 means it is in a translational equilibrium. So we can write it here. So this is a really important point. Always the F net, that means total force on a dipole kept in a uniform electric field, will be 0. So this is really important. Now we know that there is no translational motion for this dipole, that means no forward and backward motion. But there is another motion that is possible in this dipole. What is that motion? It is rotational motion. So why is this rotational motion possible in this dipole? It is because the line of action of the force of this charge and this charge is not equal. Line of action of the force. That means the force is acting in this line in this plus q charge, and the force is acting in this line in this minus q charge. That means it has different lines, right? So they are not equal. So a rotational motion is possible in this. For example, if our dipole is kept like this in parallel to our electric field, and this is our minus q and this is our plus q, and force will be acting in this direction for our plus q charge and in this direction for our minus q charge. Now you could see that the line of action of the force of minus q is in this line and plus q is also in this line, so that our line of action is same. That means this is in rotational equilibrium, so there will be no rotational motion for this dipole. But here the line of action is different, so the rotational motion is possible for this dipole. Okay, I hope you understand this part. So let's rub this, and I will give you another example that you can do in your home. Just tie the middle of the stick to something like a pillar or something and keep the stick in this angle. Just give equal force on this both tip, only on the tips. Okay, so you can see that this stick starts to rotate, and when this stick reaches at this position and when you give equal force on this both tip, you can see that they are not rotating. So the rotational force has stopped when the stick has reached in this position. You should give the equal force. Okay, be truthful. Okay, at this position don't give less force here and greater force here, so it will start again rotate, but you should give equal force. Then you can see that it won't rotate. So when the stick is in like this position, it starts to rotate, and when it reaches like this, it doesn't rotate. So the reason behind this is that when the stick is in this position and when you are giving the forces on the tip, the line of action of the forces are different. The force will be like this acting and the line of action is like this. But in this position, the line of action of the forces will be same. So they become rotational equilibrium. So that's a simple experiment that you can do. Let's rub this all. Okay. So if there is a rotation taking place in this dipole, so what will be there? A torque will be produced. And you already know the equation for the torque. You have already studied it in your 11th class. So torque is equal to tau is equal to F into force into perpendicular distance. So force you know that is QE. So what is this perpendicular distance? From where is the perpendicular distance to be calculated? So before that, can you tell me the direction of dipole moment in this dipole? Yes, the direction of dipole moment is from negative to positive, so it will be in this direction of dipole moment, and direction of electric field will be in this direction, right? So let's consider that the angle between dipole moment and our electric field, this is electric field, okay, is theta. So from the middle also it will be theta. Okay. Now let's look what is this perpendicular distance. This perpendicular distance is the distance between force and axis of rotation. So force is acting here. So this is force, okay. And what is axis of rotation? In here you should imagine this in a 3D way. The axis of rotation will be the projection from this middle point, right? That means this will be the center of mass of the dipole, and the axis of rotation will be like this. You should imagine this in a 3D manner because I can't draw it here. It will be a projection like this. This is not perfect. Projection from this middle point. Let's think that we are inserting a stick in this middle part, so it will be projecting outward, right? The projection will be out of the screen. It will be coming out of the screen of your mobile. So there is a projection, that is our axis of rotation, and the perpendicular distance is the distance between axis of rotation, this is our axis of rotation, and the force. So that distance will be, this is our axis of rotation and this is our force, so the distance will be this, right? Have you understand this? This is our axis of rotation, the projection, and this is our force. This is the perpendicular distance, is the distance between axis of rotation and force. Let's write it here. This will be the distance between axis of rotation and the force. Now we have got this. So what will be this side? This will be L sin theta. That is L sin theta, and this side will be L cos theta. and this is our perpendicular distance. Now there will be two torque experienced by this dipole. That means a torque due to plus q and a torque due to or minus q. So torque due to plus q will be the force is like this, so it will be acting, the force is like this, so it will be acting in this direction. The torque due to plus q will be in this direction, so torque due to or minus q will be in this direction. Okay, so let's name this torque as torque 1 and let's name this as torque 2. And this is in clockwise direction and this is also in a clockwise direction. So both torque are in same direction, so we can add this both torque. To get the net torque, we should add this torque 1 and torque 2. Why is there addition taking place? Because these both torque are in same direction, we are adding this both. So we can write tow net is equal to tow 1, that is torque 1, plus tow 2. Okay. And how can we write this? This as we can write it as F into perpendicular distance plus, because same force is acting, so we can write F perpendicular distance. Now what is the perpendicular distance due to this minus q charge? We should take that also, right? So the perpendicular distance, this is our axis of rotation and this is force, so the perpendicular distance will be this. Okay, and this is, since this will be theta and this will be theta, this will be also theta. Okay, so since this is a theta, this side will be L sine theta. So we have two perpendicular distance and we know the force, that is Q into E. So let's give this all in this equation. So we get it as tow net is equal to F QE. Perpendicular distance is L sine theta plus F is QE again. Perpendicular distance is L sine theta. Okay, we can add this both, so we get 2QE L sine theta. So we can again write it as Q 2L E sine theta. What is this Q into 2L? It is our dipole moment, right? So this is our P, right? So we can write this equation as tow net is equal to PE sine theta. So we know that this PE sine theta can be written in a cross product, right? You have already studied it in your 11th class. What is a PE sine theta? Which will be either P cross E or E cross P. P cross E or E cross P, right? But is this P cross E is equal to E cross P? No, P cross E is not equal to E cross P. Okay, keep in this mind that P cross E is never equal to E cross P. It is a different it will give you a different value. So you can write this PE sine theta either in a P cross E or E cross P. You can't write it. Okay, keep in this mind. So what will we write it? A P cross E or E cross P. So first we need to look the direction. We know that our torque is in a clockwise direction because this torque 1 is in a clockwise direction. Torque 2 is in a clockwise direction. So our torque net will be also in a clockwise direction. So in this, which satisfies the clockwise direction will be the correct answer. So our dipole moment is in the direction of this. That is, our P is in the direction of this. And electric field is in the direction of this, right? Electric field E. So if you are taking P cross E, it is from, angle is from P to E. So it will be like this. P cross E means P to E. That is, it will be like this. Our theta will be like this. So is this clockwise direction? Right, it is in a clockwise direction. But if you are taking E cross P, it will be going like this. That means it is in an anti-clockwise direction. but our torque is in a clockwise direction. So we should take P cross E because it is in a clockwise direction. So our correct answer will be tow net is equal to P cross E. Our dipole moment is a vector and our electric field is a vector and our torque is also vector. It also has a direction and the direction will be in clockwise direction. So let's first put this in a box. So now let's look when will be this torque maximum and when will be this torque minimum. So let's look into that. So torque maximum. Our tow is maximum. So when will be the torque maximum? So torque is equal to PE sin theta. For torque to be maximum, sin theta should be 1. So when is sin theta 1? When theta is equal to 90 degree. When theta is equal to 90 degree, 270 degree, our torque is at maximum. So tow max is equal to PE. So let's represent it in a diagram. So when it is in 90 degree and when it is in 270 degree. When 90 degree, the dipole will be in this direction. In this direction, here it will be, this will be our plus Q. This will be our minus Q. It is our 90 degree because our first torque was like this. This was our first torque's direction. So when we give force here, this will be becoming in 0 degree. And again here it will be in 90 degree. So maximum torque will be in our 90 degree. And in 270 degree, the direction will be in 270 degree, just opposite of this. That means this will be minus Q and this will be our plus Q. Okay. So this is our torque maximum at 90 degree and 270 degree. And when is our torque minimum? Torque is minimum when tow is equal to PE sin theta. And for torque to be minimum means torque is equal to 0. That means our sin theta should be 0. So sin theta is 0 when theta is equal to 0 degree and 180 degree. So our tow min will be 0. So when will be our torque 0? At angle theta degree and 180 degree. So let's represent it in a diagram. So let's consider two electric field. So when theta is equal to 0 degree, the dipole will be in this direction. That means that will be aligned in the direction of electric field. So that will be in this direction. So this will be our plus Q and this will be our minus Q. So here angle, which is angle between our dipole moment, it is in this direction, and also force is also in this direction. So our torque is 0 and line of action of the both forces are in the same. So our torque is 0. So there is no rotational motion happening here. And when theta is equal to 180 degree, it will be just reverse, right? So it will be, so this will be our plus Q and this will be our minus Q. And our theta is 180. That means the angle between our dipole moment, which is in this direction, and our electric field, that is in this direction, it is in just the opposite. So it is in 180 degree. And this is known as stable equilibrium and this is known as unstable equilibrium. That's just a bit of information. So this will be the diagrammatic representation, and you should always remember one point, that electric field will always try to align the dipole along its direction. That means when you keep a dipole here, the electric field always try to make it according to its direction. So electric field always try to make this dipole in the direction of electric field. So that's an important point. Electric field always try to make the dipole in the direction of electric field. So that's an important point. We will discuss these points again in the end of this lecture, when we will be discussing important points to remember in this lecture. Now let's look into a question, a simple question. And this question has appeared in CBSE board exam. So it's a simple question. I am pretty sure that most of the students will be able to do this question. So first pause this video, read this question and try it out yourself. Then play this video and check if it's correct or not. So let's do it, right? The question is, an electric dipole when held at 30 degree with respect to the uniform electric field of 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb experience a torque of 9 into 10 raised to minus 26 Newton meter. Calculate dipole moment of the dipole. So we should calculate the dipole moment, and you can find so many questions like this. Maybe they wouldn't give this angle, they would just tell that the torque is maximum. So you should know the angle, it is in 90 degree. And maybe they will tell that the torque is 0. So you should know that it is in 0 degree, yeah, 180 degree. So you should find the answer like that. Okay, so that's the thing you should keep in your mind. So let's solve this problem. So our theta is 30 degree. Okay, we know our theta, that is 30 degree. Okay, 30 degree. And electric field E is given as E is equal to 10 raised to 4 Newton per Coulomb. Okay, and our torque tau is given as 9 into 10 raised to minus 26 Newton meter. So we know the equation for torque tau is equal to PE sin theta. So torque is equal to P, we should find E is 10 raised to 4 sin theta, sin 30. What is sin 30? Sin 30 is 1 by 2. So torque is 9 into 10 raised to minus 26. So 9 into 10 raised to minus 26 equal to P into 10 raised to 4 sin 30, 1 by 2, that is by 2. So let's take this to here. So P is equal to 2 into 9 into 10 raised to minus 26 by 10 raised to 4. So we get the answer as, the final answer we can write it as 1.8 into 10 raised to minus 29. What is the unit for our electric dipole moment? It is Coulomb meter. So Coulomb meter. So we found the answer. It was simple question, right? And I have found these types of question many times asked in your CBSE board exams and also state syllabus board exams. So don't skip this. This is a simple question and you could score 3 to 4 marks in this. Now let's look into the important points that you should remember in this topic. Okay, so the important points that you should remember, that is, the force for positive charge kept in an electric field will be in the direction of the field. This is really important. So if a positive charge is kept in a electric field, the force will be acting in the direction of the field. Okay, and the force for negative charge kept in an electric field will be in the opposite direction of the field. So if there is an electric field like this, and if a negative charge is kept like this, the force will be always in the opposite direction of the electric field. And for positive charge, if the field is like this, if there is a positive charge like this, the force will be always in the direction of the electric field. That you should remember. Okay, that's really important point. Now what are the points you should remember in an uniform electric field? The net force on a dipole kept in uniform electric field is always 0. That means F net is always equal to 0. If a dipole is kept in a uniform electric field, the force acting on the dipole will be always 0. That means it is equal and opposite, so that cancels and go. So F net is equal to 0. Torque on a dipole kept in uniform electric field. Tau is equal to P cross E. Okay, that is tau is equal to Pe sin theta. Torque is maximum when theta is equal to 90 degree and torque is minimum when theta is equal to 0 degree and 180 degree. Electric field always tries to align dipole along its direction. That's an important point. Electric field always tries to align dipole along its direction. So whatever direction the dipole is, the electric field always tries to align this dipole in the direction of electric field. Electric field is so selfish, right? Yeah. So this is the main point. Now let's look into non-uniform electric field. So what do you mean by non-uniform electric field? Non-uniform electric field means the electric field is not same throughout. Maybe the intensity of electric field in some points will be greater, the intensity of another point will be less. So it is not uniform throughout. So since electric field is not uniform, dipole experience different amount of force at different position of the electric field. So if it is not uniform, it will be like this. One electric field will be going like this, another will be going like this, and some other will be from here. So it is not at all uniform, and this dipole kept in this non-uniform electric field will experience different force in different part. If a dipole is kept here, it will experience some force, and it will be different when the dipole is kept here. So we can't say that F net of the dipole is 0. That means net force on a dipole may or may not be 0. In some position it can be 0. In some position it cannot be 0. Torque will be also may or may not be 0. Maybe in some part the torque will be 0. Maybe it won't be 0. So it is really different. So that's the thing that you should know about non-uniform electric field. You don't want to study deep into non-uniform electric field. These are the things that you should remember. Maybe in some entrance exams they may ask in some short answers. So one word answers. Yeah, in board exams you could maybe it come in board exams, maybe it can come in 1 mark question. So these are the points that you should remember when a dipole kept in a non-uniform electric field. Because the electric field is not same throughout, the dipole will experience a different force in different parts of the field. That means the net force on the dipole may or may not be 0. Likewise, the torque on the dipole may or may not be 0. So this is the important points that you should remember in this class. So you can note it down if you need. I will be providing the PDF of this all slide in our Telegram group. So if you haven't joined our Telegram group, I have provided the link in the description box. So check it out, join there, ask your doubts, and remember that I am always there to support you. The assignment 3 on the topic of dipoles will be provided to you within 2 to 3 days. So after providing the assignment, you should ask your doubts on the assignment so that I can take that questions and put in our next lecture and explain that to you. So that's all. So don't forget to join our Telegram group and check the assignment and try to do all the questions yourself. If you have understood the concept of these 3 classes, I am pretty sure you will be able to do the assignments very easily. So I will see you in our next class. Our next class will be on electric flux and Gauss law, which is really important of this chapter. So thank you all for watching this video. If you like this video, press on the like button and also subscribe to this channel. So see you on the next video. Till then, stay happy and stay safe and study well. Chase your dream. Bye.